What do you have to work on to become more husband quality? I think you start with a lot of the things that I already speak about, right? So it's like the self improvement, be disciplined, build yourself up. Most guys will just lean on like the finances or on attracting women, which is an important part, but I really do think that's maybe like 20% of the game is like how attractive you are and if you've got the finances for a relationship, whatever. But I think most of it, especially if you're looking for a very long term relationship and for like family, having children, a lot of it is just going to be like your skills in love. Like, can you communicate well? Would you have like a massive fight where you break up? Will you cheat? Like like, this is like for a real relationship, that's the biggest part of the game. Can you love in a way that's actually like healthy? And that's the kind of stuff to work on. Especially like I've already got the money, I've already got the like clout and attractiveness and all that shit. That's easy. So now it's more about um like almost like character traits, not being lustful. I think we need to clarify like the definition of red pill because a lot of guys are using it and I don't think you really know. Like a lot of you are mistaking red pill for being like lustful and degenerates, which makes sense because in general it is kind of mixed with that. But the red pill is basically just understanding female nature. Like all of us are honestly like let's say 90% of us are like red pilled here. And most young men are becoming so red pill. It's just understanding female nature, right? It's like girls go after the hot fun guy. They don't go for the little beta male who's like so nice to them, whatever. Most guys are actually quite red pilled now. That's just like red pill is basically just like becoming aware of what female nature is like. Basically, what type of guy girls actually go for. That's it. And that doesn't necessarily mean you become like a degenerate, like, and you start fucking around or whatever. Like most people are red pill, most religious guys are red pilled, and you can see what's happening in society. Like, okay, what kind of guy do women sleep with? Well, it's like the Chad, and all of us know like the Chad sort of archetype and stuff, right? So most guys are actually quite red pilled. Being red pilled doesn't mean that you are like being a DJ and you're going out doing night game every night or some shit like that. It's more like you just understand female nature and oh, okay, so this is like what turns a woman on sexually. It's more of a guy who displays the traits of like the sort of genetic alpha male. Okay. And you can step into that. And you can step into that so women want to fuck you, but then you just choose not to fuck, right? So, because when people talk about red pill, it's like I always get annoyed because it's like no one ever fucking defines it properly. No one ever like talks about it properly, saying like, "Oh, red pill's crazy." Is this? No, no, not really. You can say degeneracy is crazy. You can say being lustful is crazy, hookups, whatever. But like red pill just means okay, well, you understand female nature. Women want to be with like the best tier guy. They want to be with like the genetic alpha male. That's who they want to have sex with. The guy who acts in a way that makes their animalistic subconscious part of their brain believe that he has the best sperm. Most of us now actually kind of understand why, for example, you taking a while to reply to her text message. It's a silly example, but you get my point. Why that's kind of attractive to girls. Even though you're not stupid, whatever, most of us can understand that. No, it's not black pill because that's what they think, but the red pill is basically understanding women want the genetic alpha male, but with the red pill awareness, you can act like him and even become him, even though you aren't that, you don't have those genes. So it's almost like a form of manipulation where, like, if you act like how the sort of alpha male would act, like kind of like silly, right? But like just like replying slowly, then it's like you act like the guy who has the best sperm, and that is what she wants to have sex with the most. Right. Of course, there's so many other variables and everything, but just understanding that can really change the game. And I think looking at it in a point from science actually really makes sense. If you go read the book Sperm Wars, yeah. Like for example, when we lift weights and we build a physique, it's almost like a form of red pill manipulation because we're building ourselves up to be more muscular than we are genetically, which makes you, a bigger size, more intimidating, more sexually attractive. Yeah. But I really think even like, I would say even like 50% of guys are red pill, like female aware now, female nature aware. Like it's not even special to know like what type of guy that girls go for these days. Everyone kind of knows now. And there's nothing wrong with that. The awareness is actually it's a very good thing, and actually probably more men need to become red pill aware, especially men in marriages. They all need to become red pill aware because they think like a woman's just going to love them just because she said that she would. When you become red pill aware, you're like, oh yeah, well of course she wants like that sort of like she'll her pussy gets wet for the sort of dominant alpha male archetype. So then you start thinking, oh yeah, like I have that side in me. I just haven't really turned it on because I've just been kind of like my soft, cute little boyfriend in front of her. Let me one day, let me come in the home and speak to her in more of like a sort of like sexual flirting kind of way. Let me one day tease her in that kind of way. Like even men who are married need to know this stuff because like so many marriages are getting destroyed when the guy is just like blue pill. He's not female nature aware, and he thinks that his wife should just be kind of into him just because they got married. When if he was red pilled aware, he would know, okay, well, she will always get turned on by a guy who displays the traits of like the sort of powerful man. So let me make sure I still show her that side to me because all of us have it in us. We just sometimes don't show our girl that side of us because we almost like forget to because you get a bit comfortable thinking that like, she'll always love you no matter what. She'll always be into you no matter what. But the same way that, she dresses up for you and puts on makeup for you is the same way that sometimes you need to kind of like display a bit more of your dominant trait and tell her, okay, everything's booked. Get ready at 7 p.m. Wear that dress for me. Right. It's just that it's like a yin and yang. She gets herself ready in a way that is more sexually attractive to you. She also knows when she's in her like happy girl mood that you're more into her. The same way that you do when you are in your like big man mood and you solve the problem and then you dominate her and you lead her. These are the things that the girl wants, but a lot of girls won't really say this to you. They're just hoping you get it. And so this is what the red pill teaches you is that, oh yeah, even if you've been married for 5, 10 fucking years, it doesn't matter. She still is a female. She still wants like a dominant man to take her. And that's what the red pill can really help you with. So I think more guys need to become red pilled by the true definition of red pill, which is just understanding female nature and what kind of man they're actually sexually into. That doesn't mean that you have to become a degenerate and you have to be lustful and go out and do like night game and speak to, girls and go partying and whatever. You don't have to do that. That's something separate.